Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your homeboy Angelo out here walking around through the hood on a beautiful Saturday here in October. The weather is quite warm, mid 80s. You don't see weather like this typically ever in the Pacific Northwest in October. So that's something I can give thanks to God for. Just this beautiful, beautiful day. I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about health. I always talk about health, but something that became sort of clear to me today, and I know we live in America. You hear me talk all the time about how 70% of Americans are overweight according to the body mass index. Over 40% of our people are obese, and almost around a little over maybe 20% of us are morbidly obese. Now, maybe you're blessed with high metabolism, blah, 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 or genetics. But that's just a marker, inflammation, C-reactive proteins. I've got ways to reduce that through nutrition, through exercise, through better sleep, through daily practices. But one thing that came apparent to me today, and this is difficult for me to talk about because I've noticed today, I was at church and so many amazing souls, so many beautiful people, came to the realization that a vast majority, maybe even over 70% of the people that at the church was a gathering, and men especially, not taking care of their health, and it's obvious with big bellies. And this was a brunch for men, and it was a beautiful event. People were sharing some amazing testimonies of the grace of God and how beautiful it is to be here, and what a blessing it is to have this life that God has bestowed upon us. And yet the food, the junk, the snacks, and up front they have some like coffee and sweet, everything has so much sugar in it, everything has so much processed food in it. All the stuff that's being put forward to people is toxic, and it bothers me. It's like you feel bad, you don't want to even speak up against this stuff because it's a church, it's beautiful people, it's beautiful souls, but you can see how it's taken an effect on people's bodies. And when your gut is all out of whack, how are you going to get your mind right when your gut microbiome is full of glyphosate, it's full of toxic stuff? And it bothers me because people aren't aware of this. They're aware to how great God is. They're grateful for their families, their lives. They've made some amazing changes in their lives. And yet, most people are highly addicted to food. And it bothered me that the church was pushing poisonous food on people. Not all of it was poisonous, but like all of these like cakes and cinnamon rolls and processed garbage. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. And I'm like, why do you think God wants us to eat that? No. Is it organic? I get it. It's a lot of it's because people will argue it's cheaper, but like, how much is your life worth to you? It's like saying, how much is your soul worth to you? This is our spacesuit. This is all we have physically on this realm at this time. So don't you want to feel good? Your mind and your spirit are connected through your health, through your body's health. So I encourage all of you out there, those with faith, those who love God, love yourself more, choose healthier options. I'm glad before I went to I did eat some of the food there because you know what? I'm participating. Food is a family and community offering. We gather around the table, but how many people are there really intentionally appreciating food? I see it at the church, it's beautiful, but it's not real food. It's trash, and it bothers me that people eat trash like that because I care about these people. I care about all people. So what are you eating? Are you looking at the ingredients? full of plastics. You buy a ton of stuff that comes in disposable containers. I see people that I work in the same industry with, they're talking about plastic-free initiative and recycling, and then you see them out to eat at their Air One or wherever, and they're disposable coffee cups. Bring your own cup, make it part of your practice, you know? Like, I know I'm sounding preachy here, but I'm just passionate about all this stuff. It's important to take charge, because we're gonna leave behind a trashed planet where people, the grandkids and we already inherited a trashed planet. It's getting worse and worse unless we make a decision. Stop trashing your body through fake frankenfoods. Stop bending at the knee for these massive corporate food companies. They don't care about you. They're pushing the lowest common denominator of sugars and salts, MSGs, artificial flavors, additives, stuff that's banned in other countries, in Europe and Mexico and China and Russia. They don't allow this stuff. But in America, this open season on targeting your health through poor decisions, because it's a lifetime on the hips for a moment on the lips. And it tastes so good. We can't control ourselves. Now, I know a lot of people struggle with addiction. We heard testimonies of people that have overcome addiction through the grace of God, through finding God. But what about the addiction to junk food? That's one of the greatest addictions that we have right now in our society. When are we going to make a change? When is the churches, when are the communities, when are the leaders going to step up and say, you know, leaders that are overweight? Like, we need to say, hey, look at the health minister from Belgium. She's like 400 pounds. And the woman, all these people that are running our health in our society, they're the ministers of health, and they're sick. Do you take advice from a sick doctor? Most doctors get less than 20 hours of nutritional training and 4 years of medical school, if that. So you've got to become your own primary care provider. You've got to become your own doctor in this day and age, because the Western allopathic model, coupled with what the US Department of Agriculture and the FDA and all these other organizations, they allow so much crap. And they'll censor you for talking about it. They'll censor you for standing up against experimental cha-cha-chas and all that stuff. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's have compassion for ourselves and our families, and stop bringing that crap home and putting it in the cupboards and putting it on the dinner table. It's fast and easy and cheap and tastes good, right? It's killing us as a society. We're getting fatter and fatter, and we're spending more money on healthcare, which I like to call sick care, because it's getting people sicker. It puts you in the hamster wheel of just, you know, take these pills for these pills, take a pill for your blood pressure, take a pill for your heart. How about changing your nutrition? How about eating better? How about making better choices? How about reading the labels? That's all I gotta say, y'all. I love you so much. God bless. Have a great day.